Marek Edelman was the last surviving member of the Warsaw Ghetto Uprising. Every year on April 19th, for many years, a mysterious and anonymous person left a bouquet of yellow flowers on his doorstep. The Warsaw Ghetto was created during World War II in 1940 in Nazi-occupied Poland. Up to 450,000 Jewish people were forced to live with extreme overcrowding, severe hunger, rampant disease, and the relentless brutality of the Nazi regime. These conditions led to the suffering and deaths of tens of thousands of people. In 1942, 265,000 inhabitants were deported to the Treblinka extermination camp. By April 1943, around 60,000 people remained in the ghetto, many of them young who had lost their families. On April 19, 1943, SS soldiers and police forces entered the ghetto in order to liquidate it. Unexpectedly, they were met by small groups of Jewish fighters who attacked them with the few weapons that they had been able to make, scavenge, or smuggle. Against all odds, they drove the Nazis back. The Jewish fighters, women and men, some still in their teens, continued to fight fiercely day after day as the Nazis set fire to building after building. Over the next weeks of bloodshed and terror, the Nazis employed their full force to capture, kill, or deport the remaining civilians and fighters. On May 16th, the 28th day of the uprising, with a fraction of the inhabitants still living, the Great Synagogue was burnt to the ground as a lasting image of the destruction of the ghetto. In 2009, after a long and remarkable life, Marek Edelman died. Today, in remembrance of all who perished during the Warsaw Ghetto Uprising, the POLIN Museum of the History of Polish Jews in Warsaw leads an annual event during which, on April 19th, young volunteers pass out paper daffodils on the streets of Warsaw and other Polish cities.
Hello, I'm Lillian Trilling. I'm a Holocaust survivor. I lived in the ghetto with my parents. I was 12 years old, and I'm grateful to all those people who fought for us and resisted the Germans to the very end. Well, I'm thrilled and proud by all the young people that are trying to carry on the memory of those of us who lived through those hard-to-believe days of horror. And yet, in the ghetto, human spirit was actually triumphant.
We remember these heroes who were able to find a way of lifting themselves up through the darkest of times.